All right, here we go. Welcome to Sunday Morning Yoga Church. It's August 24th, 2025. And yes, the world is still on fire and our democracy is going straight into the shitter. But we're here on a Sunday morning to practice with one another, to breathe deep, to dip our toes into the philosophy of yoga, to determine how, when, where we can apply these topics within the texts to our daily life to bring us some kind of sanity, some kind of action, and some kind of hope for our future. So that leads me to thinking about these five additional virtues that Patanjali talks about in the Yoga Sutra, right? So the Yoga Sutra is like the seminal text of Hatha Yoga. I do a lot of studying out of this book, Light on the Yoga Sutras of Patanjali by BKS Iyengar. And in the first chapter, verse 20, Patanjali lays out five additional virtues that he suggests strongly that we implement and practice to keep us on the path to enlightenment, to samadhi, to self-realization. Iyengar, BKS Iyengar, who's no longer with us, but who's written a ton of books on yoga, and they're all the ones I've read are fantastic if you care to dive in. Iyengar coined the term yoga vitamins for these five virtues. And because like vitamins, they fortify our psychological immune system to give us strength, faith, trust, hope, in order to disrupt the self-defeating and the self-limiting beliefs that we have in our minds that keep us mired in a mundane and dismal and often dangerous world. So I thought for the next few weeks we would tackle these yoga vitamins. So today I'm just laying the groundwork. Now, what we're doing physically in our practice, I'd like you to have one block if you've got access to one, and we're going to begin sitting. Just sit on your bum in whatever way, shape, or form is comfortable to you. If you want to sit in Virasana, where you're on your shins, go for it, cross-legged, whatever. We're just have a seat. Good. And once you get down into your seat, I want you to bring one hand to your chest and one hand to your belly, right over your navel. If you feel safe in your environment, closing your eyes, close your eyes. And I want you to drop your awareness down to your yoga mat and just identify briefly all the parts and pieces of you that are in touch with the mat. Notice if you feel balanced. Maybe you favor one side more than the other. And become particularly in tune with your hips, your pelvis, and your low back. This is where we're going to spend the majority of our practice today in this region, in this area. So many of us hold quite a lot of tension in the hips and the low back. So my hope is that today's practice will help bring some relief to that area. Bring your awareness up to your hands. Observe the movement of your breath, the movement of prana underneath both hands. And then draw your attention up into the mind, kind of like you're shining an internal scope up in the attic. And what's on your mind today? How's the weather? And take a deep breath in and exhale slowly. Bring your hands down and let your eyes open. We're going to start out in Sukhasana. Oh, actually, we're going to start out with seated windshield wipers. So if you're cross-legged, I want you to unpack your legs. I'm going to go sideways, but you can still face the top of your mat. I want you to have your feet quite wide. as wide as your mat, if not wider. You're going to drop your knees from side to side. I want you to move slow, of course, and these first couple of rounds, as you take your knees to one side, pause for just a beat and see if you can bring a 90-degree angle or 90-ish degree angle into your knees and your hip joints. Good. And as your knees go to one side, you might even roll that opposite shoulder back a little bit. Try to find a longer lateral line on that opposite shoulder side. Good. We're going to go a couple more times. It's going to be a deep, stretchy kind of class. First portion of the class is going to be seated, and then we'll make our way into down dog for a couple of low, low standing poses. So I want you to finish up your windshield wipers. Just feel balanced that you've done them equally to both sides. And then you're going to come into Sukhasana, right? So Sukhasana is the cross-legged shape. I want you to have your right shin in front of your left shin. And in Sukhasana, we bring the knees a little closer together so the feet are underneath the knees. Press your shins forward so they're parallel to the top edge of your mat. And then from here, you're going to sweep your right arm up and over, left fingertips to the floor. Great. And then bring your left arm up. Take your right fingertips down to the floor, and we'll do a little side bend over to the right. Good morning, Chati. Glad you're here, babe. And then right arm comes up to meet the left, both arms up. And now we're going to twist to the left. Easy does it. Right hand to the left knee, left fingertips to the floor behind you. Great. Let's take the arms up. And you're going to go to the right. Left hand will come to your right knee, right fingertips to the floor behind you. Good. Just a slow roll. Then unwind yourself, both arms up. And with both arms up, if it works for you, bring your hands together, clasp your fingers, just release the index and the thumb, like a little Charlie's Angel thing. And then arms straight up. If your neck approves, you can tilt your chin up and look beyond your thumbs and really stretch long and tall through your side waist. Good. And then look forward, easy, bringing your head forward, separate your hands, and you're going to fold forward. Bring your sternum out over your shins. Now, here's where the block comes in handy. Don't be in a hurry to bring your head down. I can tell you with great with great sureness. Is that a word? Anyway, you can correct me later. I can tell you with great certainty, thank you, there's the word, that getting your head to the floor will not bring you any closer to samadhi or enlightenment. However, you can bring the floor a little closer to you. If you're feeling a bit bendy in the hips and bringing your forehead to the block does not cause any strain or pain in your lower back, then bring your forehead to the block. We're going to hold this shape for about a minute, maybe a minute and a half. See that your jaw is unhinged. If Ujjayi pranayama, that soft, subtle ocean sound to your breath, is part of your practice, then by all means, incorporate that soft sound with your breath. I'm going to have you stay low with your right shin in front of your left. Now you're going to walk your hands and shoulders and trunk over to the left. So you're going to line up your sternum over your left knee, left thigh. Yeah, so left fingertips come out to the floor to the left, and you can push into your left fingertips just enough to lean into your right ribs. And some of you might want to experiment with taking your right elbow and kind of hooking it into the instep of your right foot. And if you want to try that, that might give you a little leverage, to lengthen your side body just a skosh more. Slowly walk yourself back to the midline, staying low, whatever low is for you, and give yourself a couple of breaths. Bring yourself upright. Yeah, take your time, and you're going to rock back on your hips and uncross your legs. And let's do just 3 rounds of seated windshield wipers just to move some prana, move some synovial fluid through the knees and the joints and the low back before we go into this long hold on the other side. Once you've done 3 rounds of the seated windshield wipers, bring your feet onto the sticky mat. We're going to do a reverse tabletop so we can open up the front of the spine, the anterior spine, pressing feet into the floor, lifting the hips, the belly, the sternum, looking either down to your knees or take your eyes to the ceiling if your neck approves of that move. Good. And then have a seat on your bum. And here we go, second side. So Sukhasana. Now you're going to bring your left shin in front of your right shin. Remember, the shins move forward. So you've got a really like a very specific triangle between the legs. Feet are lined up with the knees. A different gravitational pull on the hips than just a regular crisscross applesauce sit. Bring fingertips to the floor, lifting the spine. I want you to take your right arm up, reach your right arm over the right ear. Left fingertips are on the floor. Excellent. Pull yourself up, both arms to vertical. And now your right fingertips will come to the floor. Left arm will go over your left ear. And rise up, please. And now you're going to twist, rotate to the right, left fingertips to the floor behind you, right hand to your left knee. And then arms up, facing center, and twist to the right. Left hand to the right knee and right fingertips behind you. Wonderful. Unwind, come back to center, palms together, index fingers and thumbs pointing upward. Arms stretch up, 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 shoulders down, but arms up, and maybe take your head back and look up. If your neck doesn't like that move, skip it. Slowly bring your eyes forward and then fold forward. Take your arms out long in front of you until finally your fingertips come to the floor, and not concerned really with how low you go. Just be careful, be safe in the low back, easy on the hips. Maybe the head comes to the block, or you might just put your elbows on the block and rest your head in the palm of your hands. So we're diving into the glutes and the piriformis. Stay low, whatever low is for you, and begin to sweep your upper body over to the right, lining up your sternum over your right knee, right leg. And taking your right fingertips out to the floor, pressing fingertips into the floor so you're leaning into your left ribs. And then if you care to experiment with this, you can bring your left elbow to the instep of your right foot. That may or may not feel great in your body. You know the rule. If you don't like it, change it. If you can't get out of discomfort, get out of the pose. So this verse in the Yoga Sutra, translated into English, and this is Iyengar's translation, I should say. There are many others. Practice must be pursued, and here are the 5 vitamins, with trust, confidence, vigor, keen memory. So we've hit samadhi once, we've hit bliss once, we know it's there, and the power of absorption to break this spiritual complacency. Trust, confidence, vigor, keen memory, and the power of absorption. We'll pop more of those vitamins or go into them in the coming weeks. Right now, you're going to sweep your torso back to the midline and give yourself 2 or 3 breaths. And then roll yourself upright. And once again, to finish up the sitting sequence, you're going to unpack your legs, set your feet on the floor, take them every bit as wide as your mat, if not wider. Lean back onto your hands or fingertips, and we'll do the windshield wipers with the legs. Allow the outer hip to come up, and really let your spine and your back and mid back come into the picture as well. Just rock the knees left, rock the knees right. Good. And then when you've done the windshield wipers evenly on each side, walk your feet in a little closer to one another, maybe about 6 inches apart on the sticky mat, hands behind your back. I'm not going to micromanage which direction your fingers point. Make it comfortable on your wrists. Reverse tabletop. Up you go, hips up, belly up, sternum up, eyes looking down your legs to your knees, or they can look to the ceiling. Again, only if your neck gives you permission to do so, and you can do it without compromising your breath, without straining any muscles in the neck or upper back. And then bring your bum to the floor. Very nice, everyone. Good. So hips are juicy, hips are awake. I want you to come forward onto your hands and your knees. Now we flow. It's going to be a very slow flow, so maybe flow is not the right term. Come onto your hands and your knees. When you get there, find cow pose, right? Arching the low, middle, and upper back, looking forward. And then rock into child's pose. Take your hips to your heels. On an inhalation, pull yourself forward to staff, on or off your knees, staff, plank, staff. And then you're going to go into downward facing dog. Great. We're going to do that 2 more times. I'm going to jump on my mat and do that with you. Come to your knees, finding the cow pose. This is the inhalation. Rocking hips to heels for child's pose. Exhale. Tucking your toes, pull yourself forward to staff, breathing in. Strong legs, strong shoulders, and exhale, downward facing dog. Do it 1 more time. Breathing in. Cow pose. Breathing out, child's pose. Breathing in, staff pose. Breathing out, downward facing dog. Excellent. So, step your right foot forward up to your hand and spin your left foot down as though you were setting yourself up for a warrior series. We're not, but I want you to get your feet and your lower body set in that way. So, right foot is forward, left heel is down. Bring your block to the instep of your right foot, and it can be on the second height or maybe even the tallest height. I want you to place your right hand to the block and bring your left arm behind your back. Just bend the elbow, let it rest at your low back. Good. And this is it. When I practiced this morning, I looked down to the mat. I turned my gaze down. I let my chin, my neck turn, my head turn down rather. I just felt like that was the least strain on my neck. So with your right hand on the block and your right arm in line with your right shin and knee, you can press your knee into your arm and you can push back a little bit if you'd like. Just a little extra something, something. Okay, now you're going to gently unwrap your left arm. It's behind your back. I'm going to have you bring both hands to the floor. Come onto the ball of your back foot. Okay. Now, you're welcome to bring your back knee down or keep it fired up. At this point, your block, if you'd like, will go to the inside of your right foot. You can put your hands to the block, or you can bring your forearms and elbows to the block. Right knee presses into the right shoulder, or right knee presses into the right arm. Notice what's happening in your jaw. We're going to stay in each shape for about a minute and a half. Very nice, very nice, very nice. If your left knee is lifted, put it down onto the floor now. Good. And I'm going to have you turn your right toes out to the right about 30, 35 degrees. Okay. And you can bring your left hand to the floor. You're going to kick your left foot up behind you and reach back with your right hand and grab for the foot. You can get the ankle, the foot, maybe a pant leg. And left hand can be on the floor or might feel good to have your left hand on a block. Good. Now, if you've got a hold of that back foot, you roll your right shoulder back. Good. And maybe pull your sternum away from your right knee. Yeah, beautiful. Good. And this is another one of those shapes where I found it comfortable in my musculoskeletal system to look down to the floor. Really nice. We're almost there. If you've got a hold of your left foot, let it go, let it come to the floor, and bring your right hand down to the floor. Square your right foot, toes forward, and keep your left knee down. So now your pelvis is square to the top of your mat. Bring your hands to your right knee and lift your chest, lift your trunk up. And you can stay just like this, opening up the anterior line, the front of your spine, or once again, as we've done before, clasp your fingers together, releasing the index and the thumb, and take your arms up. Good. And once again, only looking up if your neck and shoulders allow. Eric, we're going to miss you next week. One of these days, I should just make Eric's screen really big. I should just spotlight him. I'll still teach, but you can watch him demo. That would bring us all great joy. Excellent. And then release your fingertips to the floor. Now you got to make a slow, gentle transition into downward facing dog. Easy does it. Woo, because it's going to be different from one side to the other, one leg, one hip. Good. Once you get into downward dog, pause for a moment. Take your heels from side to side, move your hips from side to side. Okay, so that was four shapes that we did with the right foot forward. We're going to repeat those four poses, asanas, with the left foot. So however you want to get it there, take your left foot up to your left hand. Spin your right heel down, and we're going to move right into the action or the inaction, as it were. Bring your block to the inside of your left foot. Left hand plants onto the block. It can be at any height that suits you. I think taller is better for our purposes today. Um, Left hand to the block and bring your right arm behind your back. Just an easy bend to the elbow, and either looking straight ahead, or I like to take the easier, softer way with pretty much everything in my life. So I look down to the floor. Have your block at the appropriate height that will allow you the opportunity to roll your right shoulder back, thus opening your sternum to the wall at the right. Excellent. All right, prepping for the next shape. Unwrap your right arm. Both hands come to the floor, and then take your time coming onto the ball of your back foot. So you squaring the hips and the pelvis, and then either on or off your back knee. This is your choice. Just keep hands to the floor. Left arm will be to the inside of the left foot and leg, or put your block on the mat on maybe its second height, and put your elbows and forearms down onto the block. Wherever you choose to go with your arms, I'd like there to be some contact between the left knee and the left arm or shoulder, if possible. That way we can, in addition to stretching and lengthening, we can also activate. You can press the knee into the arm, and you can kind of press back, resist with the arm. Resist, resist, resist. Do not give up. Resist. With this change in shape, did your jaw tense up? Toggle your mandible from side to side a few times. Bring your right knee down to the floor if it's not already. Now we're going to move into this like low lunge quadriceps twist. You're going to turn your left toe slightly to the left. You're going to kick your, where are we? You're going to kick your left foot up behind you. No, right foot. Thank you, Andrea. Shit. Kick your right foot up behind you. Reach back with your left hand. Grab for the foot, the ankle, or maybe a pant leg, or just maybe skip this part. It's fine too. Because your right hand's to the floor, perhaps you'd be more comfortable putting your right hand on a block. Yeah. Almost there. You're doing great. Mind, mind your breath. If you've got a hold of your back foot, let it go. Set it to the floor. Unwind yourself. Bring your hands to your left knee. And you can just straighten your arms, pressing your hands into your knees, lifting your chest. Or if you'd like, take your arms up, clasping fingers, just releasing the index finger and the thumb, coming into this like a kneeling warrior. I might invest in one of those fancy microphones this week so I can spend more time on my mat and practice with you all. Right now, if I go to my mat, the sound is real crummy. Stay tuned. Okie dokie. Well done. Bring your hands to the floor. So you got to make a really gentle transition. Be easy with yourself, please. And make your way into downward facing dog. Ooh-wee. And from downward dog, come forward to staff pose. On or off your knees, lower yourself down to the mat. We're going to take 3 cobra poses. So don't come to your highest cobra on the first one. I want you to ease yourself into it. Inhale, lift yourself up just a little bit. And exhale, let yourself slink back to the floor. And then inhale, pressing into the hands, peel your forehead, chin, and chest up maybe an inch higher. And exhale, let yourself lower once more to the floor. Good. And then last one, inhale, lift up, rise up. Oh, yeah. And exhale, come on down to the floor. Really nice. Good. Push yourself up and back into downward facing dog. Ooh. From downward dog, I want you to step your right foot forward, bring your left knee down. And you're going to bring your left elbow to the outside of your right knee. Bring the palms together for a low prayer twist. Unwind yourself, bring your hands to the floor. We're going to come into pigeon pose now. Walk your right foot towards the left side of your mat. Bring your right knee down. Let's start out with fingertips to the floor, lifting the chest. Find a little bit of a back bend quality in the upper back, beaming your sternum forward. Take a breath in and then lower yourself down. Now, I like to put a block under my head. The old blockhead asana. The block under your forehead will help to keep your cervical spine in the same plane as the rest of your spine. I find it personally to be relaxing, causing zero strain in my neck and my jaw. But I will let you experiment And of course, always do what is best in your body. And I should say, if your knees really disagree with pigeon in this way, and the pressure, the weight of the gravity of having your upper body over your right knee, come onto your back and do this on the back. Mm. Let's prepare to exit, walking your hands towards your right leg. Lift your head, chest up. Tuck your left toes under. And as you lift your left knee, you can slide your right foot back. And let's come into downward dog so you can open up the back of the right leg, get some blood flowing through the right leg, get some prana and energy moving through the back of the knee. And bring your left foot forward, please, and settle your right knee down. And you're going to bring your right elbow to the outside of your left knee. Palms come together, or you might make a fist with one hand and gently cup it with the other. Um, yeah, you can always just hold your opposite elbows, like so. Just coming into this low kneeling prayer twist. Eyes can be looking straight ahead, or you can look down to your left foot. All right, let yourself unwind, bring your hands to the floor, and then guide your way, guide yourself into pigeon. Slowly walk your left foot over to the right and allow the knee to drop. Now, I'm not a stickler for having the left shin parallel to the top of your mat. That is intense for a lot of people. I want you to put your foot wherever you can be comfortable. And again, come onto your back if that's preferable. Let's start with a little bit of a back bend, fingertips to the floor. Give yourself a full breath in, lifting chest, lifting heart. And then with that long spine, drape yourself over your left leg. Either stacking hands, resting forehead on the back of your hands, or stacking fists, or my preference is the block. Practice must be pursued with trust, confidence, vigor, keen memory, and power of absorption to break spiritual complacency. These are the yoga vitamins we will bite off one at a time over the coming weeks. This particular sutra guides the yogis who have already attained a certain level of samadhi. So you've tasted it, you've experienced it. Taking these vitamins on the daily helps intensify our practice, our sadhana, with redoubled confidence, power, awareness, and devotion. Walk your hands to your legs and gently transition yourself to downward facing dog. Take your time. And yogis, we got to do this. We got to do this thing. Not only do we have to practice yoga and take these vitamins to keep our body and our minds sharp for what's to come, but we've got to be a good ambassador, I think, for living in a better way, for treating others in a better way. Come down onto your knees, take your feet off to one side, and roll onto your back. When you get down onto your back, pull your knees to your chest. I want you to cross your right thigh over your left, so thigh over thigh, and then hug your thighs, hug your knees in towards your chest. You can keep your hands to your knees. You might slide your hands down your shins to your ankles. Anything goes. It's a good opportunity to check in once again with your jaw. Soften, release, and let go. Great. I'm going to have you uncross your legs and go to the other side, taking left leg all the way over right leg. And then hug the legs in. Notice what's different between the two sides, if anything. Great. Uncross your legs and both knees to your chest, please. Good. And at this point, take about 30, 45 seconds to just do what feels organic, natural. Any twisting or rocking from side to side. Anything goes. Maybe a last round or two of windshield wipers, kind of finishing the practice how you began. These are all just options. Great. And then begin to settle yourself into Shavasana. Now, you know you can be in a classic Shavasana shape. You can sit up for meditation. It's going to take about 6 minutes. What are you doing? Good. So find your place. Eyes closed. I'll invite you to take 5 rounds of 5 count breathing. Inhaling for 5 counts and exhaling for 5 counts. And you can count however quickly or slow works for you. If that feels pretty effortless for you and natural, consider adding the pause. Breathing in for 5, pausing for 5, breathing out for 5, and pausing for 5. You're under no obligation to do any of it, of course. I'll keep track of the time. Once you've finished off your 5th breath in this way, let go of the manipulating and the controlling and just let yourself drop into this state of rest. Pull your next breath in just a little deeper. And exhale slow, all the way down to your fingers, all the way down to your toes. Start to move fingers, toes. Begin to stretch your arms and your legs in any shape, direction, form that feels good or that your space allows. And those of you who are lying down, visualize your pathway to sitting. See it, know which side you're going to roll to, and then make it so. Good, rising up. Bring your palms together and take the base of your thumbs to your forehead for peaceful mind. Slide your fingertips down to your chin towards your lips for peaceful words, communication, and expression. And place your hands at your heart for a peaceful body and, more importantly, a peaceful spirit as we move into the week ahead. Thank you so much for joining me and the rest of us on the screen today. Awesome. Have a great week.